That's what a wind sounds like on the sneakers app. Hey, what's good guys? My name's Chris. Welcome back to the official WearTesters.com YouTube channel. And yes, you heard that right. I finally got a W on the sneakers app. How? Well, it was actually a funny story. I'll tell you about it later. Just kidding. I'm gonna tell you right now. That was the day that the NW1 dropped for pre-order. And so I was trying to reply to everybody, or at least like everybody's comments that was like saying nice things on the Instagram. Yeah, so I was on my phone already, and I was on my phone for so long that I needed some juice. So I plugged it in, and I'm in my kitchen, and I'm liking away, and then all of a sudden I get a ping. And I thought that the Jubilee was actually the self-lacing one, because why would you call the all-black one Jubilee? Because the first thing in my mind when I thought of Jubilee, but no, apparently it means anniversary. Not just any anniversary, the 25th. What?
There's more than just one Jubilee.
Is there?
Yes. You need to culture yourself and start watching The Crown on Netflix.
No. But this is for the 25th anniversary.
It is.
Then why do you do that to me?
Because there's multiple Jubilees.
Okay, well this one's for the 25th. 25. So anyways, thank you guys for all leaving comments and likes and stuff that I could be on my phone for that long to actually get a W. Anyways, I thought that it was the auto lacing one. It wasn't. It was the black one, which is cool. I was really indifferent about them when I first saw them. Funny thing is though, is that the Jubilee thing, talk about the silver. The last time that I had a silver anything 11 was not a good video. They missed stitching on that. I was pissed. Not only did they not put the Jumpman, but they missed stitching. Anyways, these guys right here are pretty badass. Again, I was really indifferent about them. Getting them in though, just the box, the presentation is cool. Reminds me a little bit of like the Jordan 19 box. It's got this like, I was like, whoa, that's back. And then the paper says 1995 to 2020. And then inside this glorious paper, the crowning achievement for all you cultured folks. You like that pun?
I do.
I do. So the first thing that I'm happy to report on about this sneakers drop, this shock drop, okay, is that both my pairs are great. I have no left and right factory issues whatsoever. I was so surprised. Now these guys right here are real interesting, not because they're so plain, because they are, but because of the things that they've done to them that make them not so plain and halfway awesome. So an Air Jordan 11's an Air Jordan 11. Everybody knows that, everybody loves them. When they were first unveiled way back in 95, not even unveiled, he literally wore them on the court for the first time and everybody's like, what? Even Ahmad Rashad was like, what are you wearing? And half the people were like, we don't want shiny shoes. But man, what a good decision that was. So yeah, it's become a staple, especially every year, Christmas time, since about 2008, the countdown packs. One of the worst 11s to ever drop. Super uncomfortable, really weird shape, but you know, it is what it is. These are part of the remastered versions. So they've got that new / old OG shape. I really like it. The toes look great. Everything's looking good. I really like what they've done with the 11s over the past 3 or 4 years now, since the Space Jam, the Concord PEs, the black Concords. You know, that was the start of something awesome with this shoe. So I really enjoy what they've been doing with it. The material quality on here is pretty good as well. The patent leather is actual leather. So around the, I want to say the DMP, it could have even been the 2000s. I can't remember because I don't remember like inspecting my 2000s pair of Concord retros, but the originals had actual leather, and then there's a patent finish on there to strengthen the leather so that your foot doesn't slide over the footbed. There's pictures of MJ doing that, but I mean, he's 6'6", you know what I mean? 214 pounds, pure goat. That's what it was originally intended for little folks like us. It works. But somewhere down the line, they started just using synthetic patent leather. It's very stiff, it doesn't break in very well, shows tons of creases. The originals did too. The originals, if everybody remembers, way back in the day, they used to peel. And then the back leather right here is actual leather too. It's a pretty thick cut. I was surprised because the patent is a real thin cut. So I really like what they've done to it. The areas where they could have put a nice material, they did. The only thing I'm gonna nitpick on, only thing, is that all this silver everywhere looks so cool. It would have been really nice to have gotten just a silver metal aglet on the lace tips. That's the only thing where I'm like, man, that'd have been hella cool. Especially because if you wear these loose and you dangle your lace, everybody that wears these loose probably already knows this already, but when you walk, it kind of like pulls the lace through and it ends up touching the floor. Yeah, it's one of those shoes that's a little hard to wear with your laces loose because they end up getting pulled through the little lace loops. So a little metal aglet would have weighed that down a little bit.
It also would have made that
sound.
Cowboy walking.
Yes. Everybody likes to sound like Boba Fett, man. It's all good. Now, as far as this particular shoe, again, it pays homage to 25 years and all of that. It actually says that right there in the insole. It's in that like 23 font that's on the back right there. I think it's really cool. This is really dope, by the way. I hope it doesn't fall off. It looks really cool. It feels really cool too. This Jumpman back there, one thing, I'm so glad that they made them face the right way on both shoes, because I hate when that left shoe does that. They did that with the DMPs back in 06. Never liked it. This is the way that the shoe's supposed to look. The Jumpman's supposed to be facing the toe on both of them. It looks fantastic. And on top of that, these are actual metal. Like, these are heavy duty, man. I was shocked. Only thing is, if you're trying to hoop in these, I don't think that's going to be very comfortable, because you could feel it like on the inside. So I'm pretty sure that would dig into your ankles. So if you're going to hoop in a pair of 11s, I would recommend doing the ones that are stitched. For those of you guys wondering what's up with the Jordan lettering on the lace loops, are you wondering that?
I was just gonna say that I like it. It reminds me of what they do on the Reeboks and everything.
Perfect. So the original Air Jordan 11, there's some very, very, very rare samples that is just like this. The font is a little bit different, but there's the Jordan lettering down the speed lacing system is what they used to call it. I don't know why they never went through with it, but it was an early sample version of the shoe, and the 11 actually has had a ton of samples. There's laceless ones, there's weird ones with the tongue that you see on like the 15s.
Alrighty then.
But anyway, somewhere down the line, that lettering got scrapped. I don't know what the reason was. I always thought it was interesting though. And then the Reebok Question adopted it because Allen Iverson loves the 11s. Cool stuff. Fun facts all the way around. Now on top of that, they tried to put this back in early 2000 during that whole like new wave of retros. Then the 2006 DMPs, there were some that actually released with the gold Jordan lettering on there. They stopped production on those because the gold was bleeding onto the nylon strands. But there are some people that actually have them like that, which is crazy. Because that, like the silver anniversary 11s, some of them had a Jumpman stitched on, but the majority did not. So it's just a weird, like, if you got it, man, you got it. If you don't, you don't. And now, in the year 2020, it's finally on a release pair. It's definitely not going to bleed on these. I do wonder, again, like the 23 on the back, is this going to fall off? That's the only thing. Like, I wonder if it took them that long to like get it right. Maybe that's why it never released on any of the original pairs. I don't know. So real quick, for anybody that's new to the channel and might be here for the very first time, tech specs on the Air Jordan 11, believe it or not, are awesome. They are almost better than most of today's current basketball shoes because they got everything in there. That includes herringbone. Look at how beautiful that sole is with that milky white. Woo, man, I like that. And the silver hits, that's just a sexy outsole. That's all that is. Now, underneath that is a full-length carbon fiber plate. I had somebody leave a comment being like, that's not a full-length carbon fiber plate. That's a 3/4 plate. You know what, man? Back in 1995, they wrote it as if that was full length. You can even read the original tech specs. So that's what I call it. It's a full-length plate. Now, on top of all of that, there's a Phylon midsole. It goes full length. And then on top of that, there is a full-length air unit, top-loaded. And on top of that, polyurethane insoles for the win. These are pretty comfortable, man. If you have not had a recent pair of 11s, like if your last pair of 11s was before the remastered thing, you got to get a new pair because these don't feel the same. And I already talked about the upper. We got actual patent leather, or leather that's been patented. Well, actually, no. Cordura mesh or ballistic mesh, depends on, you know, which magazine you were reading it from. Mine was Eastbay, so I believe it was ballistic. Oh, I forgot. Look what they did to the tongue tab where it says Jumpman Jordan. It's a little strip of leather, man. That is dope. The little contrasting colored stamp with the glossy black inside of each of the letters. That, I'll have you know, was a pain in the ass to try to get on B-roll. And then behind the tongue, we have that perfect patch, quality inspired products by the greatest player ever. It's one of my favorite lines. It's just like that little tagline that I hold the brand to this day. I was a little ass kid and I was like, oh man, they really are. And as I grew up, I was like, oh man, kind of jaded. Oh man, we gotta make sure that they stay honest. So that's what it is. As far as fit is concerned, they do fit true to size. Again, that Jumpman back there, he's kind of a killer. Might as well stick a knife in his hand. He's like stabbing your ankle and stuff, but it looks great. So what do you think about these? You want a pair?
No, thank you.
Oh man, but you wanted those weird women's ones with the glitter, the white and silvers.
Oh yeah, those were cool. Those were cool when I saw them in person.
Cooler than these?
Yeah.
What? How does that work?
I like what I like.
I'll give you that.
So.
Yeah, everybody should like what they like. What do you think about me actually getting a sneaker shock drop?
I was very happy for you.
No,
No, everybody deserves
care.
a win once in a while. And it was like the cherry on top. We put out the shoe, your shoe, for release that day, like pre-orders. And it was awesome getting all of the people actually purchasing and all the cool notes. And then you got a win on something that you normally don't get a win. So it was like, yay.
Normally, I never. The last shock drop was the He Got Game 13s. That's the last one that I was able to purchase on sneakers. I don't even remember when those released. That's how long ago that was.
2 years ago.
That's a long time. That's a lot of L's in a row. Consecutive. I was like the Warriors my whole life. Now all of a sudden I feel like, the whole We Believe thing, man. I'm like, yeah, I'm back in the game. Although I'm probably going back to L's after this, but still, I'll take the one win where I can get it. But otherwise, I think that this came out great. Hats off to Jordan Brand for 25 years of the 11.
Of the 11.
Not of all time. They're at 35.
Of making everybody line up every
year. Making people go crazy since at least 1990. That's when that Sports Illustrated Air Jordan 5 cover was. Your shoes or your life, I think is what it said. Remember that?
Man, no.
You remember that?
No.
Oh man, it was controversial.
1990?
Yes.
I was 5. I promise you, I don't remember that.
I was a little older than that. But no, that was one of the main reasons, aside from that we were broke, so we couldn't afford the shoes. But that was like the main reason why my mom always told me I can't have Jordans. She's like, I'm not letting you get jumped for your shoes. And I was just like, that doesn't happen. I see everybody at school with Jordans except for me. I was so bummed. Nobody was getting jumped until the XIVs came out, the 14s, and everybody was getting their ass kicked. But anyways, thank you so much for watching. Thanks for all the support. Let me know if you got the shock drop, just like me. There's gonna be tons of these.
There is every year.
They increase production every year.
Yeah.
So the Space Jam was a decent number. A lot of people were able to get those. Then was it the Concorde? Which one came last? Was it the black and red or was it the Concorde? I can't even remember.
Last year was the black and red. The
Oh,
year
it
before was
the Concorde.
Yes.
Okay, so yeah, so it was black Concorde, regular Concorde, black and red. The black and red was the most produced. And that's what they say every year. And they sell out. That's a big deal. To sell over 1 million pairs of one model within 24 hours, that's insane. But anyways, thank you so much for watching. Thanks for all the support. Let us know what you think about these down below in the comment section. Did you know about all of the letter things? Because I think that's a really cool thing, especially that it finally made it on a model.
Well, it's the Jubilee. You got to go big or go home.
That's all they got. You know what I mean? Slap some chrome on there and new/oldish box. Call it a day. Thank you guys once again. And until next time, guys, have a good one.